What's up, YouTube? Alright, I thought I would make some pointers on what kind of education, what skills, what degree, if any, what do you need to get into excavating, or to be an excavation operator, or to be a business owner in excavating. So, if you don't need a college education whatsoever. You do not need a college education. It's arguable that you would even need the paid education courses. A guy just told me that for, I think, $14,000 would be a school that would teach him how to operate and also get his CDL. Seems pretty expensive to me when you could just work and get those skills and get paid for it. So there's a couple different ways to look at it all, and what you want to do. If you just want to be an equipment operator and work for a company, you pretty much need seat time or experience or develop the skill set to operate that equipment efficiently. A lot of things that are going to be associated with that are calmness. You need a good sense, and you just have to be calm while you're doing things like that. You need to be concentrated. You cannot be a wired, crazy, wild person. I mean, I guess you could be wild on a dirt bike or toys and stuff like that, but you need to have a clear head about you when you're operating. I know things happen in life, but for the most part, you need a personality that is calm and stable and target / mission driven to get the job done as efficiently as possible. That's a personality trait. Those items in a nutshell are a personality trait that really helps to be a good operator. So you can't be a schizophrenic. There's certain things that, sorry if you're any of those, it's probably not going to work out. Helps if you have a good family life. It just helps if you have a good, all-around, well-rounded life to be an equipment operator. Or you can compartmentalize, chaos in one side of your life, but be very efficient in operating, for example. So that's like a personality trait. Skills that are that are able to be developed. One, you can almost teach anybody to run an excavator. So anybody can almost run them. They just have to have seat time, have training. And when I say training, I mean, in my opinion, it's best to have a mentor or someone actually teach you on the job, because on the job experience just to me is the best. So as far as math skills go, it really, it's not needed, but you will go much further and you will go further faster if you can do just simple mathematics. And we all have our phones now, so push buttons and a calculator, but it does really help to know order of operations, because if you screw up the order of operations in your head, or if it's not programmed right on your phone, you're going to throw off just all your numbers. So basic math skills, a little bit of algebra, calculus helps. And I know that's not maybe basic, but those classes that I took in high school and in the college that I did go to, they really helped me understand math. So know how to multiply, know how to divide, add and subtract. Those are really key. You don't need a degree in mathematics. Again, I'm just kind of trying to be blunt about that. So that would be a skill set, those two right there, your personality and mathematics, to be a good operator. You need to have a not natural, but again, develop a good hand-eye coordination. That is a huge part of what we do as operators. So and you need to show up on time, you need to be courteous, you need to treat people how you want to be treated. All those basic things go into being, and I'm just saying, let's just pick on an excavator operator, for example. all those skills, and a lot of these are more personality traits than they are learned in high school or learned in, hey, there's Elmer's, learned, elsewhere. You learn these personality traits from when you're a kid, when you're, from a baby till you're probably 14, 15, that get ingrained in you. Not saying that they can't be developed later on in life, but for the most part, that's what it is. So that's if you want to be an operator. If you want to be a business owner who owns your own excavating company or landscaping company or lawn maintenance company, whichever, you're going to need a whole other set of skills, such as just the ability to call people and ask for questions, ask for information on things that you may or may not know. They can call that like tenacity almost. You need this drive, this discernment. You need that thing that it is in order to go out and figure out solutions on your own. You need to be a problem solver and not be afraid to tackle basically any problem, any challenge that comes your way. Like a problem, and that just opens up a whole other gamut of skills. You need to be good at writing. You need to be good, because you're going to write contracts, you're going to write proposals. You need to be good at sales because you've got to sell yourself. You've got to sell it. Selling the product, selling yourself, what you're doing, you're giving people. You're not giving people necessarily a new driveway. You're not giving people necessarily a new house. Like, what ultimately people are buying from you is a feeling that they get. Like, they're buying the feeling that they get, knowing that whether it's a house, it's a driveway, it's clearing a field for deer hunting, they are buying that feeling knowing that they have succeeded in the project that they want to get. That's all they want. They just want to know, like, oh, my new house is built. They probably don't necessarily care that you're their excavator, except that they want it done right, or they just want it done right, but they want that feeling of, look at my house, it looks great, look at my driveway, it looks great. And again, yes, there are driveways that just get washed out and, that just need repair, but they still need, they want that feeling. They want to feel like they have a good driveway, they have a good product, so that they can sleep well at night. Like, that's really the gist of it. So you've got to be able to develop rapport with people. You've got to be able to relate with people and schmooze them, become friends with them. Like, ultimately, that's what you're doing. People want to do work with people who they know, who they like, and who they essentially trust. So that's just taking the skills that an excavator operator has, multiplying that by 100 is the kind of skill set that you will need to become a business owner, and that you just need that ability to talk to people. You don't have to be good at it necessarily. You're not likely going to be good at it at first. You just need the ability. You need to develop it and work on it and approach everything you do with as much professionalism and honesty as you can. I have gotten jobs where I'm like, well, truthfully, I've never done this before. I know how to do it in theory, and people have understood that. I'm like, all right, but there's a level of trust and it's just a level of trust that they have within saying things like that, and it could have backfired. I could have not gotten those jobs, So there's always that. But you need a whole other addition of skill sets to be a business owner. You got to be the janitor. You got to clean the equipment. You have to be mechanically inclined because you're going to have to fix equipment. You're going to have to understand when it's going to be important, whether it's more beneficial for you to fix the equipment or whether it's more beneficial for you to take the equipment in and have it fixed. because you could spend 4 days working on your machine when you could have paid someone to do it for $1,500, for example, to fix it for you. They would have had it done in 2 days. You could have rented a machine and you could have made $4,000, for example. So those are just very arbitrary numbers, but they're probably in a sense accurate. So that's just discernment on knowing when to, and that's just fixing equipment. I mean, there are so many things in a day that come up where, man, do I send Drew out to go do this? Do I go do that? Or do we team up and go do it together and break off? There are just so many different ways to go about that. You have to just be flexible in it. So that's if you want to be an operator. I'm sorry, an owner-operator. Trying to think what else. I mean, that's basically what you need to know how to do. And to get those skills, like the best way to go get those skills is really just to go start working for somebody. Start learning the skills. And one thing that you can do that will help a lot is go to it. I think it's called 16personalities.com. And there's a free personality test there. If you know your personality, you will be a lot better, a lot more well equipped to understand other people. Sorry, that sun is in the way. How do I get the sun out of the way? Right there. Understand other people, understand yourself, and be able to make important decisions when they need to be made. And that goes from, from hiring people. You need to know how to hire the right people. You need to know how to, you don't need to, but it really helps. You need to know how to almost like assess their personality to know if they'd be a good fit. And sort of my rule of thumb is pretty general. If I like the person and I would like hanging out with them, or I like having a conversation with them, then I'll likely be able to work with them. Because if I can have a conversation with somebody and about, excavating or landscaping or whatever it may be, and we can talk and we have like some common ground, that's just huge, because you know that anything that they can, that you can teach them, and they can also help teach you. You have that like you have that reproach. It's not reproach, but you have that rapport where you guys sort of have trust in each other. Trust is just a huge thing as well too. Not to keep rambling on, but you need trust, because all the time, there's a guy in the ditch with a shovel, or a guy on the ground with a chainsaw, and a guy in the excavator, and at any moment the guy in the excavator could swing and kill the other person. So there's a huge amount of trust that needs to go into all that as well. So that's pretty much the basics of what you need to know, what kind of education you need. Anything you can do to study psychology will help you, bar none. I think it's probably one of the greatest assets that you can give yourself. Always learn, always be willing and looking to improve yourself and learn more, learn something new every day. So that's what I have to say about that. We shot this on the phone today because the GoPro spent the night in the snow last night. So, all right, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. See y'all later. Bye.